All right, let's see what's cracking. What's going on? Okay, YouTube. Let's see what's going on over here. There we go. All right, let's get to it. Mute this. JT, what's good, man? It ain't nothing right now, man. I'm just getting an opportunity to get on these charts. Don, what's happening? Yeah, it was my mother's birthday today, so I was running around with her, making her feel special. You know? Definitely got to do that. Oh, come on. Why does this always happen? Internet. All right, just stay put. You've been doing fine. You've been doing fine. Don said, oh, your birthday was yesterday? Happy belated birthday, sir. Okay. Yeah, I think July is what, Cancer, right? Yeah, Cancer. Definitely some good people in July. Definitely some stupid people in July too. Right? I think that's applicable for every month of the year, so but it's good to know good people born in July. That's what I appreciate, knowing the good ones. Yes, indeed. All right, I got quite a few windows open. Goodness. I might can close some of these. Close this. Yeah, bring it down to 1 or 2 windows. All right. Oh, excuse me. Okay, let me see. Yeah, so what the chart's been looking like today for the most part. This morning when I was on, I came on briefly just to take a look at things. There's way too much going on at that time. So I didn't feel bad for going on about my business. From what I was seeing, I was like, it don't look like I'm gonna miss nothing right now. So let me go ahead and do what I'm gonna do, and I get back to it later. So here we are with later. Oh wait, I gotta put it one more place. Hold up. Oh man, yeah, I love Skip's commentaries. He's awesome. He's awesome. He really pays attention to the details when we're doing the training. Wow. I like that. He's talking about what I was talking about, the potatoes. He said if you didn't watch number 384 from last night, remember that it depends on the potato. Yeah. Yeah. Last night's training was crazy, as always. Yeah, that was good. I like that, Skip. All right, let me put this. Okay, so I put that in there. And put it one more place. And I gotta reset my timer also. So I gotta do that before I forget. All right, so we're good now. All right, let's see who's over here. JT said, oh, Matthew, what up, man? JT said mostly speed burst throwing things off now. But it's getting there. Then about to get right for us. Mick, what's good? JG, what's happening? Oh, you like that? You like the activity, huh? JG said today was amazing. He likes the high volatility markets. Okay. JG, what are you trading? Wait, oh no, my time is slightly off, but I'll fix that. At least I know what's going off. Yeah, let me get my timer situated properly. Just from taking a quick look, it looked like things are trying to transition. If I had to take a shot, I would say things are trying to transition from the looks of it. But we'll see. That's ill. That's ill right there. Matthew said, I just have to say that I commend you for what you do here. I have a friend basically asking me all these questions instead of signing up for training. I told him training is above my pay grade. Oh man, I know that's right. Yeah, I think it does definitely take a special type of person to have. See, one of the reasons that I'm good, I think, with doing training and with teaching is because I've become very patient because of the market. Like, that's what I appreciate the most about the market, is that it will teach you patience, whether you want it to or not. You stick around long enough, you're going to get patience because you're going to get tired of losing. And losing, the main contributing factor to you losing is because you don't have no patience. That's why you always are going to lose. Like, it never fails. He said, I'm not trying to train anybody. I have them where I learned. And that's as far as my olive branch extends. That's it. Shoot. That's it. I know that's right. Yep. Oh, JG, you trading the Tech 100. JG, are you on NADEX or you trading Forex? Like, what market are you trading? What platform do you use? I don't even want to say it. because I just want it to last forever, you know. But NADEX is powerful, man. NADEX is very, very powerful, for real. Oh, what happened to my chat? Oh, there it is. Don said, because what you talk about comes from the heart, that's why it resonates with people. Yes, I agree, definitely. Definitely. Matthew said he did exactly what I told him not to do. He opened a live account, lost 189 of the 250 since yesterday. Wow. And you know what's so crazy, man? Like, this is what bugs me out about that right there, right? How often do we talk about exactly that? We literally talk about people doing that every day. Like, I kid you not, that's all we talk about is the stuff that people do. And it's like in one ear and out the other. For some people, they just got to learn the hard way, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I honestly do not know what that is. But as sure as the sun gonna rise, somebody is gonna do something retarded, even after you tell them not to, and even after you explain to them why they shouldn't, still do it. It's insane. It is insanity. JG said he's trading binaries. You trading binary on NADEX or are you using another platform? And this time is off a little bit. It's too early. Okay, I gotta remember to clear this out and put that up. On NADEX. Okay, cool. Okay, got you. You trade in 1 hour or you trade in 20 minutes or 1 hour? Or dailies? I see you said NADEX daily, but do you mean the dailies or you mean you trade NADEX every day? And I got my eye on this 2509. I'm going to see how this actually ends up looking. I got a feeling this one might look like something right here. Keep an eye on this one. I just want to see some good, you know, some good follow through with this behavior. The behavior is still funny. The timing is off. Like you just did it right there. It did it there again. Timing is off. The timing of the behavior is off. But I like how, I like the movement. I like the fact that it's moving around. It just needs to get the right timing and then, you know, get in sync and give us a little something. It does that. It's going to line up and give and you know, do what it do. Oh, okay. You trade the daily chart. Got you. Okay. Got you. Nick said average Joe thinks this shit is child's play. Just like Trump thought running the country was easy because Obama succeeded for 8 years. Cultural conditions that equals 5-second slaps. TA is the way. No doubt. Yeah, some like people could easily. What you looking over here for, man? I'm legally parked, man. Get out of here. Yo, meter maids in New York, they be so thirsty to write tickets. They can't wait. Like they be like, I dare you to park. I dare you to park illegal. I'm gonna get you. Yeah, but forgot what I was about to say. I totally lost track. This meter dude just threw me completely off. Andrew, what's good, man? He said, I'm here for the snacks and the 90s talk. What up, man? What up? Oh man, I just got finished listening to Tina Marie before I came on. I was listening to what's that song called? Uh, Something Groove. You know, ding 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 ding. That joint. I don't know. I've been in the musical mode like this whole week. Y'all know, because I be coming on here singing sometimes. I need to play something to get this market in the zone. So the market give us something. Yeah, yeah. I was just telling my wife about that. I told her about Slav. And how he didn't know who Luther Vandross was. I told him to Google him and to just press play on the first thing he sees. Yep. Yep, exactly. Like, yeah, come on now. You definitely missing out if you don't know about Luther. Come on now. You are missing out. 3:30. I got a feeling the market might pay something today. I don't know why. I just feel like that. Especially from what I'm seeing at this very moment. It's looking like it might do a little something. But we're gonna see. I know that for many people it's difficult to be patient because you kind of old. It's just a natural thing, I guess, for people to put money into the mix. So there's always a connection. There's an association between trading, like taking a trade and making money. There's an association there. And what happens is, like, because it's two things working at the same time, one wins. So for most people, the money part wins. They're associating the money part with trading. So they're like, I need a trade. In other words, I need some money. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, and this makes a lot of sense to me as to why people do what they do and why they have such difficulty with conditioning themselves to be patient when it comes to the market. It's because they associate the money with the trading. And that's one thing I've learned not to do. I stopped doing that. Like, it took me a while to do this, but I literally stopped doing that. I stopped thinking about the money part first. As a matter of fact, I don't even think about the money part. I always think about the not losing. Like, if I'm not trading, I'm not losing. This is how I always have it at the forefront in my own head. To be able to say you're not losing immediately separates you from everybody else. Everybody else is losing. Like, I'm trying to tell y'all, people be losing their money when they trade. The majority of these people that are on these platforms, they're not making money. And the main reason is because they haven't elevated as far as their skill. And when I say skill, I don't mean just the ability to take trades. I'm talking about the ability to not take trades and not lose. That's what I talk when I say skill, that's what I mean. To develop the ability to be patient enough to just simply wait for the market all the time. Like, no matter what, always wait for the market. It's like, can you do that? That's the question. And as soon as you, in your mind, accept that, that's when the stress part dies. The stress part begins to wane away because now you don't have pressure connected to what you're doing in the market. You know what I'm saying? You don't have the pressure. You can't have the pressure and the stress. You can't do that. Pressure, stress, and trading and being profitable, they do not mix. They like oil and vinegar. Matter of fact, they're like oil and water. They don't mix at all. You can't have pressure and stress and expect to be trading and winning. It just don't work. They don't work together. So you gotta, it's like this, and this is why the training part is so important. And that's why I always stress the training. You know what I'm saying? I stress it because I'm like, you don't realize that when you elevate as far as your patience and your ability to wait on the market, what you're really doing is just saying, you know what? I'm going to let the market lead the way to the money. You see what I'm saying? So you see how far back the money part is? The money part is all the way back there. What you have at the forefront is waiting, being patient and waiting on the market, allowing the market to bring you into where the money is going to be. Instead of you trying to go out and hunt, like you don't have to hunt. You know what I'm saying? Just go to the supermarket. That's what the market, waiting on the market, that's what it's like. So that's a skill within itself. That is definitely a skill within itself. Andrew said, I trade NADEX 20s, but I've been coming here daily for the awesome mindset. See, that's what it is. The mindset of TA. But yeah, I agree. Develop a probability mindset. Don't focus on the outcome. Focus on the process. Bam. Bam. Cameron said, they be coming with the employee mindset to trading. Right. Exactly. They're so used to exchanging their time for money. That's the perfect, matter of fact, that's it right there. What Cameron just said, he hit it right on the head. That's exactly what it is. So now that helps me to understand better why most people are like that. Because they think of it in terms of how they do at work. Like you go to work. If you go to work and you put in X amount of time, you expected that check at the end of the week because you came in, you worked 5 days that week. You looking for your check at the end of the week. You know what I'm saying? It's different when we're dealing with the market. We dealing with the market. If you allow the market to lead you into money, that could mean that there's no money this week. And you're like, what? I didn't get no trade all week. But it's a different mindset and it's a different dynamic altogether. Because for us, no trading means money. Like, man, it gets so deep when you think about it like that. It's very powerful. Very powerful, man. He said, well, if I show up, I'm supposed to get paid. Yep. Andrew said, people think like that. I used to for the longest time. Just now developing the process probability mind. Not the money and the outcome attachment. Exactly. Trend Trader said, market lead the way to the money. That's it. JG said, do you look at NADEX charts or another platform? Only use NADEX platform. And what's funny, JG, is that I know this is gonna sound retarded, but we don't have to use the chart. I love being able to say that shit. I love to be able to say that. We don't even have to use the chart, man. We don't need the chart. Just let me see the price of the market. That's all I need to see. Let me see that. And we're going to position ourselves to make some money on this platform. That's for sure. And that's powerful stuff right there, man. Like, it's like amazing. It is amazing. It really is. Stacy, what's up? Yep, we don't need nothing, man. We don't, we don't got to look at the candles. I don't got to see the candles. I don't even have to look at the candles. Like I cannot look at the candles and look at what the price did and tell you what the candle looked like. Come on, man. Come on. Yes. Yes. No chart traders. Exactly. Yeah, that's what that'll definitely blow people's. They'll be bugging out. Like what? Oh, Stacy, you at the beach? What's up? You over there? You over there? Got your toes all in the beach? What? You're all in the sand, huh? Toes all in the sand. Joshua, what's good, man? Stacy said, "You know how I feel about them candlesticks." Yes, I know. Don said, "In any business, if you come with the employee mindset, you are done." But look at that. Look at what Don just said. See, and that's why people, um, I think they make their first mistake by not treating trading like it is a business. That's the first mistake that they make. They don't treat trading like it's a business. I don't know what they see it as, but it is a legitimate business, and you have to position yourself on it as a business. Or I should say position yourself in it as a business. It's like if you don't see it as a business to begin with, your mindset is already wrong. You're already not going to understand, what you should be doing when it comes to trading in the first place. So you'll do everything that we just discussed about how people, got the employee mindset. They're looking at how much time they spend on the charts. They're making a connection between the time spent on the charts and money. Oh, I've been on the chart 5 hours and I ain't get a trade, man. I ain't making no money. You making more money by not trading, because the market is, when you do that, you allow the market to lead you into when money does come. Or other times you allow the market to prevent you from losing any money by letting the market lead you. That's some powerful stuff right there, man. Yeah, exactly. Don said, and trade, and then we can see profits much faster. Said. Matthew said they treat it like a lottery ticket. It's so funny how they literally do everything that I guess comes with the employee mindset. This is a good discussion because this really does help you to understand that there is a different mindset that you have to move into in order to be successful. It's not about just having a strategy or, something that you're using to be able to trade with. If you want to trade long term and you want to be successful at it, you're going to have to switch up your mindset completely. And I think that people need to take heed of that immediately. Like, I don't even think you should go any further until you know and understand that in order for you to trade, period. Ooh, he did a long willy. He did a willy from head all the way over there. He was willy when he came up. That was a good willy. Yeah, exactly. Mick said, how you gonna make a withdrawal from what you haven't invested in? Exactly. Exactly. Like, this ain't no ATM machine. And it's so funny because that's where all of this stuff comes from that they be doing. Like, even the whole, oh, well, I need to make 150 a day. Like, just you putting numbers on the market and all of that. All of that comes from the employee mindset. You're right. You're absolutely right. That's where all of this comes from. I understand. I definitely understand now. I understand. Because it was confusing me for, like, it's like it's something I think about all the time because people always come with the same questions over and over again. And I'm like, Dad, why don't y'all get it? And I realize now, because most people are employees and they're in the employee mindset. So now I actually have more empathy for people because I understand. I'm actually more empathetic now than anything. Instead of being kind of, like upset that they asking me, it more than anything, it becomes annoying because people keep asking. But I understand, like now I understand better. So I'm not even gonna be as upset about it because I understand that they can't even help it. They can't even. It's like you don't know what you don't know. You know, you don't know what you don't know. And then see to me that's what makes like this content and stuff that we talk about in our dialogue and all of this stuff that we're doing, it makes it so much more valuable because if we're talking about the other mindset that you need to have when you come into trading, you know how valuable this becomes? It's like here, this is your education right here. Like you got to go to school to trade. Oh, well, where did I go to school? Team Alliance. It's like you have to literally get educated first. Well, where? Team Alliance. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why this is so valuable because you got to have the mindset in order to trade and be successful. And to think it's something else, it ain't gonna matter anyway because you're gonna end up losing all your money. You're gonna end up wasting your time because it just is what it is. Yep. All right, JT, later, man. What's up, Holly? Andrew said your beliefs about yourself will reflect in your account in your trading. Reprogram the mind to reprogram your trading. My goodness. Mick said, if it came that easy, how in the hell can you even begin to apply value to your efforts? Yep. Matthew said, we've all been employees at some point. I think it comes down to self-worth. When you feel like a wage does not equate to what you're worth, things look different to you from there. That's the seed right there. That he's pointing out right now. That's where it begins. Like there's some people that happen to be employees now at the current time. Like this, in other words, their circumstance is that they're currently an employee. But they don't have the employee mindset. That was me. Like from day one, even though I was very good on jobs that I had, like I excelled at all of the jobs that I had. And, like people used to be asking me, they're like, man, oh, you kind of like a natural this, you were natural at this. And it was like, it's not even that I was a natural at doing whatever the specific job was. It didn't matter what job it was. Whatever the job was, I would excel because I'm always trying to engineer the process of like not the job itself, but more so what is this company or this organization that I work for trying to accomplish with my job. You understand what I'm saying? I'm thinking it's so crazy because what I would do in my head is I would think like as if I was the boss. I'm thinking the way that the boss would probably be thinking, like trying to break down and dissect, well, what is that we need, in order to do this right here? How can this become more efficient? How can we make this happen faster? How can we make this work? I was thinking like that, and I worked there. I wasn't a supervisor. I wasn't nothing. I was just a regular dude working at the job in whatever the capacity was at the job. But this was my thought process, and I'm an employee. So I realized that, oh, you know what? I never had the employee mindset. I never had it. So I'm like, I represent the exception to that rule. Most people either will kind of shift into the employee mindset because they accept the fact that they're going to be working on a job And like, to me, I always knew I wasn't going to be working on the job forever. I knew that. So maybe that's why I would put myself in the boss's shoes mentally, to try to think like a boss would think. And it helped me to develop those skills. That's how I got certain skills. I'm thinking like how the boss should be thinking. I don't know if the boss is thinking like that, but I'm thinking in terms of, well, all right, we're doing well, but how can we continue to do well and then do better than what we're doing now? I'm always thinking like that. And I'm like, all right, well, it actually starts with the people at the bottom. You gotta have morale in your group, in your organization. It's crazy. It's so crazy now that I think back. And I did this literally on every job that I ever had. Every job. Even back when I had my first job, it was a summer job. I was 14. I had just got my working papers. And it was a summer job it was in the business office, like at a hospital. Now, mind you, it's like, all right, you work at a hospital, but you work in the office at the hospital. You see what I'm saying? So I'm in there, like everybody's in the office, suited up. Women wear, business, they business casual or whatever you want to call it. They dressed up. So they work in the hospital, but they not, they don't got scrubs on. They not nurses. They work in the office. That's where the job was. What they had me doing. Started out doing like data entry. This is where I learned how to type. I taught myself how to type. There was a lady that worked in the back, and where her desk was, she didn't have, like, how cubicles are set up. Where her desk was, her cubicle was the last one. So there was nobody to the right of her. So she was like in the corner. So she would always be in the back, just always to herself. But anytime you would go by her desk, you would just hear this typing mad fast. So one day I just went up to her, I was like, how you type like that? And this was the first time I ever heard the lady talk. First time. So she's showing me. She was like, well, look, just memorize where the letters are. She was like, are you good at spelling? I said, I'm very good at spelling. She was like, you're going to be a good typer. She's like, you just have to practice with the speed. She was like, just do this every day. Just practice on the keyboard. She's like, here, write this. And she gave me something like on the screen and told me to type it out on the computer. And I was typing it out. She was like, oh, you already type fast. That was about 40 words per minute right there. And I was like, what? And I'm like, mind you, I'm 14. Like, I'm a kid. But I just got it right away. And then when she told me, like, how to position your fingers on the keyboard and how to use your pinky, she was like, use your pinky. Most people are scared to use their pinky. They use 3 fingers. She was like, use all 5 fingers on both of your hands. She was like, just memorize where the letters are. Just memorize it. And you're already good at spelling, so you're gonna be fine. Next thing you know, I'm typing 100 words a minute. It took me like 2 weeks. I used to go home every day and just practice on the keyboard, like she said. Then I remember 2 weeks later, I came in and I was like, let me show you how I type now. And I typed for her. She was like, oh my gosh. She's like, you type just as fast as me. Boom. Just picked it up and did it. So it's crazy. It's like, I guess some people just have the natural ability to excel because it's like you got to think outside of the framework of what everyone else is doing and like how everybody else kind of settles, for whatever it is at the time. Just like how when I used to have conversations with people would always be talking about, the job and making complaints and complaining, just always complaining about something. And I'm like, why why are you complaining about that? Oh, I'm trying to think of something that they used to complain about a lot. It would be little like petty stuff too. Complaining about the fact that their supervisor might have told them to do something and they didn't necessarily want to do it. I'm like, but that's your job. Like, how you not going to want to do what your job is? That's what your job is. And I used to be like, well, just do it and get it over with. And they used to be like, nah, I don't want to do it. I don't feel like doing it, though. I don't want to do it. I'm like, just do it. that's what you get paid to do. Like, just do your job. That type of stuff. Like, you ever see people that work at a job, they complain about their job? It's like, how do you complain about your job? Like, I never understood that. I could never understand that. I'm like, you're literally complaining about the job that you have. Like, you're not complaining about something specific that might not have anything to do with what you're supposed to do. You complaining about what you're supposed to do every day. You're literally complaining about what they hired you to do. And I never understood that. I'm like, how is that even possible? Like, then, like, I used to be like, well, why do you work here? Oh, well, because I need, I need the check. And I was like, so I see now what people do. So people don't really even be enjoying their job, huh? People don't be liking their jobs and shit. And that's when, like, for the first time I started to realize, I'm like, okay, I see that people just have certain jobs just because of the money. That's what a lot of people do. Not everybody, but there's a lot of people that just work for that check, and that's it. Like, they don't find a way to even enjoy the job. And I'm like, that, like, you complaining about how long and how many hours you watching the clock, you just sitting here suffering and you miserable, and it's making you miserable. You're becoming miserable because you don't like your job. And I'm like, you can't do that. You're gonna drive yourself nuts doing that. You're gonna be miserable. Then you're gonna go home and be miserable because you gotta come back tomorrow. So you can't even go home and enjoy yourself and chill because you worrying about coming back. You're gonna come back tomorrow and you don't want to. Yo, dag, man. That's so crazy how I just went into the employee mindset and it just brought me back to all of that just now. That's crazy. That is crazy. David said, unfortunately, big companies want me automated or outsourced. Andrew said, people be taking time for the gym and getting fit, but seldomly exercise the mind. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. Yeah, I don't know what that was just now. It went out. Yep. Yeah, but that's I was reading what Matthew was saying. He said teachers would complain but couldn't figure out what he was doing. He said, that's so funny, man. That is funny. I remember I used to get into arguments with teachers. They used to be mad. First of all, I would come to class late. I was always late on purpose. Like, I would be disruptive on purpose, kind of like, because I was like rebellious against going to class. I didn't like school. Like, I just didn't like. I don't know. I didn't like it, even though I was very smart and did very well in school. Like, I didn't have no issues with my grades at all. But I just didn't like school. Like, I'm like I don't feel like sitting in this class. I don't feel like sitting here. It was just crazy. It was crazy. Don said 90% of people don't enjoy their jobs. That's a lot, man. That is a lot. I think that if someone doesn't enjoy their job, there's an opportunity in that, because it gives you an opportunity to recondition your mind. It's like, if you don't enjoy what you do, you actually have an opportunity to train yourself to figure out how to enjoy yourself while you're doing something that you don't like doing. And if you figure out how to do that, man, that's cracking the code. Figuring out how to enjoy yourself as you do something that you hate to do. That's hard right there. That's hard. Don said people like The Walking Dead as a whole. I know what you mean. I kind of know what you mean. He said because most people fear stepping out of their comfort zone. You ain't lying about that one. Cameron says 60% of people ain't about to have a job in 10 years. AI takeover. Man, oh man. It's so crazy too because sometimes when I think about that, like I think about just jobs in general, and I'm like, all right, the way that things are set up, there's a lot of emphasis on education, formal education. There's a lot of emphasis on it, right? You want to go to school, you want to stay in school and go as far as you can, I guess, academically through the formal education process, and there's a lot of emphasis on that. And one of the things that always bothered me about the way that formal education is that the type of skills that you're taught are not real life skills. Like I always felt like that. I used to be like, why do we care about this right now? Like, why are we learning about this right now? Nobody cares about this. We're not gonna be doing none of this like later on. And the fact that we learning about it right now, you want me to really even learn about this, then you're gonna test me on it. What you're really testing is my ability to regurgitate the information that you're giving me about this. Like, nobody cares about this. And it ain't relevant to anything that I'm gonna be doing when I leave. That's what used to bother me about school. You know what I mean? It's not the process of learning. I love that. I love the process of learning. But it's like, what are you learning? And why? You know what I mean? But as I got older and I began to understand the way that things work systematically in society, I realized that what they're really doing is just preparing everybody to be an employee. They're really just preparing everyone to become ultimately someone who works for someone else. And I realized that at a very young age also. And then that made me, that even made me even more like how I was already, where I would not think like how everyone else was thinking as far as being in the employee mindset. I was completely out of the employee mindset, completely at the job. And it's so crazy that the reason that I excelled at all of the jobs that I did have was because I did not have the employee mindset. That's why I did well, which is crazy. Like, it all makes sense now as I go back and think about it. It makes a lot of sense. Don said the education system set people up to be great employees. I literally just said the same thing that Don is saying. So they never teach you how to manage money. Nope. And that used to piss me off. That used to really make me very upset, because I'm like people don't even know how to write a check. And I'm like, this is stuff that you gonna need to know. Like, you don't even know how to manage your finances or nothing. You don't know what you're doing. Andrew said college can be a prime example. I ain't even gonna go there. Like, I think that I always feel like if you're doing something for a specific reason, it makes sense. If you're doing something just because, that's what's expected of you, or that's the status quo, you're definitely not doing it for the right reason. Definitely not. So I definitely feel like that about education. Like, I don't feel like college is for everybody at all. I don't. Some people feel like everybody should go to college. I don't feel like that. Nope. I think some people need to go to a trade school. Like, you need to go learn something specific that you like to do. You might like plumbing. Like, and I'm not even joking. Like, I'm being dead serious. Like, you know, you might like something specific, and whatever that specific thing is, that's what you need to go to some type of school for. Whatever you like to do, whatever you enjoy doing. Like, they don't talk about that. They don't talk about like self-awareness and like actually, becoming aware of what it is that you like. People don't know what the hell they like. People don't know what they want to do. And how could you know? You haven't even tried anything. Like, you haven't seen enough to know what you like. It's just like somebody saying, nah, I don't like chocolate. But you never tasted chocolate. How you know you don't like chocolate? Taste the shit. Then say, I don't like chocolate. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't say you don't like chocolate. You never tasted chocolate. That's just like me saying I don't like clams. Now, I never tasted clams. I've never wanted to taste clams, but I'm not going to say, nah, I don't like clams. I don't know if I like them or not. I didn't taste them yet. The day might come where I taste them and I'm like, oh, I like clams. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't know until you got to taste to know what you like. They don't be talking about none of that stuff in school, man. They don't talk about any of this shit. And that's how people become that walking dead that Don said earlier. Don said some of the wealthiest people are functional illiterate. Andrew said, how many 18-year-olds really know what's up? Dimitri said, people need mentors to guide them towards the outside of the box mentality. Those who seek, find, and I believe we gather together for a reason. Facts. 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 That right there is what I call the vibe. Whenever I'm talking about the vibration, what you just described is the vibration. That's what it is. The vibration pushes you to look. When you look, you're gonna find it. It's only a matter of time. You can't even do nothing else until you find it. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's powerful. Winston said, my daughter's 14 years old. She knows everything. Come on. Oh, man. Yeah, and this is another aspect of it. Don said people sometimes know what they like to do, but they so worried about other people's opinions, so they don't pursue it. That is true. That is true. And that's another thing that got to be knocked down. That's another thing right there that got to be knocked down, man. You don't get validation from other people about something that you like to do, so now you're not doing it. Come on, get that shit out of here. It's like, nah, man. Nah. Nope. Palea said people are getting degrees in art, but the sad thing is art doesn't make money, so why are you taking the class on it? And see, now that's very interesting that you even brought that up, Peleus, because that's another thing too that I think about sometimes is when you like something, right? What you like to do may not it may not be easy to figure out how to make money with it, how to make money doing that thing. So you can ultimately challenge yourself to figure out how to monetize something that you enjoy doing. You understand what I'm saying? You can't always take the easy way out. What most people like to do, they'll pick something that they'll feel makes money, but they don't like it. Like you're doing something because you feel like it makes a lot of money. but you don't even like doing this shit. So you're missing out on happiness because there's a level of unhappiness because you're actually doing something that you're really not interested in doing, but you're doing it primarily for the sake of making more money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe in that either. I don't think that people should do that. I think that there's balance. You have to find balance. Like, in your life, you got to figure out what you like to do. And whatever it is that you like to do, you have to put that on a higher pedestal than what it is that you end up doing if it's not that. So you got to find the balance. I'll give you an example. You might end up being a lawyer, right? So you know you're gonna do law. That's gonna be your career, whatever. If you doing law but you hate it, like there's lawyers that don't like it. They don't like it, but they're a lawyer because they like the financial aspect of it. They're like, well, you know, I'm gonna have security. I'm not gonna have to worry about money and this and that. Blah 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 blah. All of that. If they're not careful, they'll end up being a miserable lawyer. Like, you'll be miserable in your life because you can't stand doing this job. You don't even like the shit. So you got to figure out something that makes you happy, and you got to push it up. You got to figure out something that you like to do that's not that you can push up, so that when you're doing that, you're looking forward to getting to the thing that you do that makes you happy. Like, you ever see how, like, people be on a job, they can't wait to get off the job so that they can go do whatever they really want to do? Man, I can't wait to get off work. Man, I got a softball game. I can't wait to get off of work. I got my bowling tournament today. So they're leaving work to go do something that they actually love to do. So it gives them something to look forward to while they're doing something that they don't like to do. It creates the balance. You see what I'm saying? So those people can end up doing something that they don't like to do for a living as far as their career. But because they found things that make them happy, they've created the work-life balance mix that they need to be a happy person. So you don't even know that they don't like their job, really, because they're happy in life because they found stuff that makes them happy while they're doing shit that they can't stand doing. That right there, that's something right there to strive for. What I just described. Because that's the only way, really, that if you can't stand what you do for a living, you got to find balance. Otherwise, you're going to be a miserable person. You just thought, man, your job is going to make you miserable. The fact that you don't like your job will make you miserable in life. And if you're miserable in life, you lost. If you do not find happiness in your life, you're not winning the game. You're not winning. I don't care how much money you make. And trust me, there's people that make a bunch of money and they miserable. My goodness. It's crazy, man. That shit is crazy. That's something that I think about kind of often. I think about that pretty frequently, actually. Demetrius said, you're right. It's like there's a void that we want to fill. Our spirit guides us towards enlightenment to find satisfaction. Find satisfaction. Where am I at? I feel sorry for those that are limited to their ability to choose. Right. Yep, I agree. Andrew said, as a young adult, life is going to swat you like the Kembe Mutombo. But that's not a bad thing. Come back stronger and dunk on them. Yep. Winston said, you got to get back to work. Yeah, man. But it's very interesting. It really is. And all of it, everything that we just discussed just now, it comes back to mindset. Like, you can bring it all back to the mindset. Wait a minute. Where's that angle? Where's that light coming from? There's light coming from somewhere. All right, whatever. Yep. Market definitely did slow down. Looks good. But it has not gotten into position as of yet. Watch this 2503. Stalling. Stalling. Waiting to see if it happens to get in position and oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Where is that light coming from? There was light hitting my camera right there. All right, there it is. There it is. Paley says sacrifice is the key, don't you think, Mark? It is. It's definitely the key. And I mean, if you just think about the nature of what sacrifice is doing, it means that you're literally putting something off to put something else on. You kind of like you giving this up to achieve this. You're giving something up in order to achieve something that you feel is greater than what you're giving up. Don said, you know, a guy making 800,000 a year. He looks like he's going to a funeral. And that's a good topic of conversation too. Being defined by your income. Very good topic of discussion right there. That's powerful. People, this is another thing that people do. They define their life by their number. Ain't that crazy? They literally define the way that they're able to move in life by the amount of money that they make. I never heard of something more foolish than that. It's just like how somebody, like, all right, if I could ask any of you, what is the difference between making 100,000 and 200,000? Think about that question. For you personally, what's the difference between you making 100,000 and making 200,000 a year? What's the difference? See, that's how I think. Because I go to the end first and then come back. I go to the end and then I work my way back. And that's how I engineer everything. So for me, I'm not even looking at money. I'm looking at what it is that I want to do. What is it that I want to do? What do me and my family want to be able to do? What do we want to be in position to do? And then the question becomes, all right, so that's what you want to do? All right, cool. We can afford to do that? We good. Like, that's how I engineer everything. Instead of trying to chase money, you position yourself so that you don't have to chase money. This is why the way that we deal with the mindset in the market is so powerful, because it takes you out of chasing money in the market. We don't got to chase money in the market. All you got to do is put yourself in position, and you'll make way more money than what you think that you'll make. I'm telling you, you will make more than whatever number that you have in your head now. Oh, I want to get to where I can make 300 a day. If you position yourself properly in the market and don't chase the money, you will make more money. You literally will surprise yourself. Like, you'll be shocked at how much money you actually end up making. It's not going to be what you think it is. It's going to be more. But what happens is people don't do that. They continuously keep themselves chasing. So you can't ever find out what it is. You can never experience that for yourself because you don't do it. You don't do it. So how are you going to experience that? You're not. What you're going to do is you're going to remain chasing. You're going to stay in chase mode, and you just stay in chase mode indefinitely. Like, you just stay there. So you just always chasing. Nope. Nope. Matthew said money exposes your true character. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And that's why exactly what Matthew was pointing out is the reason that you'll see somebody kind of change when they get money, because they were not mentally prepared for the money that they now have available to them. That's why I asked that question. I'm like, well, to you personally, what's the difference between 100,000 and 200,000 a year? Now, I know if I ask the average person that, they're like, shit, that's double. Oh, right, it is double. But what does it mean? Like, does that mean anything to you? What happens now? You make 100,000 more than you were going to make. You was gonna make 100,000, but instead of making 100, you make 200. What happens now? What do? You see what I'm saying? Now in your mind, what are you doing? You're getting exposed. Just like Matthew said. Now your bullshit is getting exposed, because if you are superficial, the first thing you think about is stuff. Like, oh, I got an extra 100,000. Oh man. You immediately start thinking about the stuff. And it's like, well, what was you going to do if you didn't have that 100,000? Well, what would have happened? You see what I'm saying? Like, this is how I train myself to think. That's why I always talk about living below your means, because it's the same reason that people get money and they run right through it. They blow it. They get money, they get their hands on some money, and that shit is gone. Because they get exposed by the money. The money exposes all of the bullshit that you really want to do. You really just want to spend money on stupid shit. That's really what you want to do. On stupidity. It's crazy. It's crazy. Peleus said, people believe money is the root of all evil. I try not to confuse people. It's not the money that's bad. It's what you do with the money that makes it bad. Come on, Peleus. Come on, man. Come on. Did he not hit it right on the head? Don said, I'd rather make 80,000 a year and be happy than make $2 million and be a slave. Now we're talking. Yo. And this is so deep, man. Like, this really gets deep because it helps you to really, you got to examine yourself. You really do. Why do you want to be a millionaire? Like if I ask somebody, why do they want to be a millionaire? It's because they want to emulate this bullshit millionaire lifestyle that they associate with being a millionaire. They don't have their own reason for wanting to be a millionaire. They want to be a millionaire so that they can floss, right? They want to be able to floss and look the part of the millionaire lifestyle. So now, now you a millionaire, now you riding helicopters now. You wasn't thinking about no damn helicopters before. Why are you in the helicopter? Why are you in the helicopter? You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, you got 2 Lamborghinis now. Why? What happened? You get exposed, man. You get exposed fast. You get exposed fast. that shit is crazy. Don said, so the amount of money we make does not always define the quality of our life. Now we talking. That's what I'm getting at. That is what I'm getting at right there. Tells you a lot about yourself, man. Tells you a lot. And like this all leads into all of the other elements of things that people do to put pressure and stress, and that it's like you inviting stress and all of this bullshit into your life because of the way that you perceive money. That's why this is such a valuable thing, because it changes the dynamic of how you perceive money to begin with. Just like when I ask questions and I'm like, well, you saying you want to make 300 a day, but why? Like, why? Why do you need to make 300 a day? I'm not asking that because I'm like, you don't deserve to make that much. I'm not saying that. I'm asking because I really want to know, how are you perceiving money? Because the way you perceive money is the same way that you'll behave when you get it. And it's gonna be the reason that you're stressed when you don't get it. That's hard. You see what do y'all make? You're making the connection between them two things. You'll act stupid when you get it. You act even more stupid when you don't. In both instances, you're acting stupid because you didn't make sense to begin with. It didn't make sense. Your why didn't even make sense. When I asked you why, you couldn't answer. Oh, well, that should be enough, for me to be able to do this, blah, blah, blah. Nah, that's what you're saying, but that's not really what you mean. What you really mean is you want to be in position to do bullshit. And now you're creating a lifestyle based on you doing bullshit. It's just like how when, people make more money, they spend more money. Why are you spending more money just because you made more? Right? You don't have to spend more because you made more. So you make a little more now. You want a raise to get a bigger car. All right, I understand that. Maybe you just need a bigger car. But I'm just saying, I'm giving you like an example right now. You want to make more so you can get a flossier looking car. Like, the reasons are silly. And when you do that, now there's a pressure that you attach to it too. And the pressure stresses you, and the stress is killing you. Yo, it's crazy when you really think about it, man. Like, I just be constantly trying to connect the dots. And every time that I connect the dots, it makes more and more sense. And it just becomes more and more apparent. Mick said money has no true value unless you know what to do with it. Ed says, how do we access the new training or past training for Monday? Oh, and that was you that just messaged me? Hold on. All right, I hit you back on the messenger. Ed, look in the messenger and scroll up. Let me see if that's the new one. Okay, let me send you the I'm gonna send you the new playlist. It might have either got deleted or something must have happened in the private chat. But I'll send it to you now. All right, you see it? All right, no doubt. But yeah, that's a good point. What Mick said also, it has no true value unless you know what to do with it. Don said most millionaires don't plan to be millionaires. Yo, Don is on it. Don is on it. Yo, you see what you just said? Wow. This is what Don said. Most millionaires don't plan to be millionaires. It just happens as part of the process. Yes. 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 Come on, man. That's it. That's it. So you see, there is no why. Just like if I said, why do you want to be a millionaire? If I asked a millionaire that, they'll say exactly that. They said, well, you know what, I really wasn't planning on becoming a millionaire. It just happened. Come on, man. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, man. It's like people don't want to deal with that. That's real shit right there. That's real. Mick said, ding, ding. Venus Williams took her first paycheck of 1.2 million to the drive-through at the bank. They said, come inside. She said, wow, I have to go to practice. Shit. Let's go, man. That's good. That's good stuff right there. That is good stuff right there, man. Come on. Come on. Crazy. Back said, how did you plan to be that M? What's the M? You mean millionaire? I'm not sure what you're asking. Paley said the biggest value of money to me is freedom. So if I don't know I want to do, okay, so if I don't know what I want to do, I can figure out what I want to do all day long and enjoy my life from there. Come on now. See now, all right, I gotta go now. That's it. That's it. I'm done. That's it. Y'all done ran me off the live, man. Come on. I gotta repeat that. Paley said the biggest value of money to me is freedom. Jesus. So if I don't know what I want to do, I'll figure it out. I got time. Listen, I can figure it out. I do what I want to do all day long, enjoy my life from there. Yo, what do we always talk about on here? Freedom. All the time. See, come on, man. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. That's why this vibe is insane. That's it right there. Man, listen. Y'all got me hyped off of them 2 comments. Don and Peleus. Shit. And Bax, so Bax, you're asking how do you plan to be that millionaire? Is that what you're saying? Just so I understand what you're asking. What if I told you I don't have a plan to be a millionaire? Now, you heard what I said, right? I said I don't have a plan to be a millionaire. But read what Don said. Most millionaires don't plan to be millionaires. It just happens as part of the process. Yo, I'm out. I'm leaving. I'm out for real. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.